sick of people at ESPN who think they got their heads on their shoulders but really don't. Well, it's time for the Jimmy the K Sports Show. We are going to Small Town Throwdown with the latest sports news. We're live and edited and giving it to you now. Here we go, boys. How y'all doing out there? It's me, Jimmy the K, the host of this show. How are you doing this lovely Saturday evening? I got a plethora of sports news to go with you. I could literally go on for hours and hours and hours and hours if I wanted to, but I'm not. Because I know you have better things to do, and I've got better things to do, but maybe I don't. I don't know. I could do this show till midnight if I wanted to. What do you think? You think I should do it till midnight? Probably not. Uh, I'm gonna go ahead and go over some of the sports news going over that you've seen through the All About Sports Zone Facebook page. And then we're going to go back and look at ESPN and some of the ESPN highlights and Dallas highlights and go through there. And then at the end of the show, like we have done in weeks past, or weeks previously, we're going to go over this week's NCAA football scores. With basketball coming up, we'll eventually start adding basketball. With baseball coming up, we'll eventually start doing those scores also. Uh, Also, there's if you were keeping in touch with the Facebook page for All About Sports Zone, you do know that I have something in the works, or I'm possibly thinking of something in the works for a website for the show. Um, it's definitely something that will be interactive, something where you can actually ask questions. It'll link to the Gmail account, but you can also I'll also have a way for you to be able to get in contact with me through the website. We'll have a bio. We'll do other things to possibly fast forward this show, so to speak. Um, Through weeks past, I've noticed through the views have increased. The viewership has increased. Our likes on our Facebook page have increased. Um, with that being said, I do know that if we had something more of an avenue for you to get in touch with me for, uh, live chats, here or there during the week, for a blog spot, we definitely do that as well. So be looking for that. It's not quite there. It's not even. It's being discussed. Let's put it that way. It's not quite in the works yet, but it's being discussed, and I'll be looking forward, and you be on the lookout for that in the near future. We're definitely gonna give you something more to help advertise this show, so to speak. So let's go to the sports news from this week. Definitely, like I said, we're gonna go over the sports news from this this past week from the All About Sports on Facebook page, and then go back and look at ESPN Dallas, ESPN, Fox Sports, where you're gonna find some headlines from this past week that are definitely intriguing and catching of the eye, so to speak. I say that a lot, don't I? Um, So, and remember that you can always get in touch with me via Twitter, via the Facebook page, or via Gmail as well. So, I'm glad that you're joining me this week. And also for my good friend Troy Russell out there. He had been asking for me to cover some Australian rules rugby, I believe it is. I'll definitely look into that, but I've got to do my homework. You're not the first one, Troy, that's asked for that. Uh, my bro Big E has asked for the same thing in times past. So we're definitely going to incorporate that possibly at some point. Once I do my research, I'm definitely not going to start talking about something I don't know anything about starting off. But those are things to start looking at. This past Monday night, the Houston Texans took on the Pittsburgh Steelers in Monday Night Football. I ask you, the fans, for your input on what you felt the score would be. The final score was, I believe, 30-23, and Nick Shoemaker uh, from the All About Sports Zone page said that he figured it was going to be 27-21. Very good pick right there, Nick. Uh, Definitely. I did tell you the person with the closest guess would possibly win a photo frame of that of the great Jeff Bagwell from the Houston Astros. So Nick, if you want that, definitely get in touch with the Facebook page. Message me through the Facebook page to let me know that you want that, and I will definitely get that to your address as soon as possible. And I'm looking at more prize giveaways as well. I've got a plethora of sports things that uh, that are, dare I say, collecting dust in a way that I haven't put up or haven't looked at, and definitely want to get rid of. But I want to get rid of it to somebody that's going to use it. So we're definitely be looking for these prize giveaways each and every week. I'm going to try starting to do something like that. So again, Nick, if you want that Jeff Bagwell photo frame, please get in touch with this All About Sports Zone page, and I'll definitely get that to you. So find some way to get in touch with me, though. I definitely want to get that to you if you would like it. Also, some sad news if you're a Michael Sam fan. How many of y'all out there are Michael Sam fans? Anybody? Anybody? I'm looking for a show of hands. I see none. I hear crickets, actually. Um, he was cut by the Dallas Cowboys. I honestly believe that the Dallas Cowboys could have used him and the defensive line that they had, especially a defensive end or a left end or a right end. They could use him there, but they decided to cut him from the practice squad, and he's no longer a Dallas Cowboy. He thanked the Cowboys organization, and on top of that, said that this was a learning curve. Sadly, this is the NFL, and I'm not going to bring my bias or my prejudices into this show by saying anything that's going to hurt the feelings of fans of this show or going to cause you to leave the show. But in my honest opinion, and again, this is my honest opinion, I believe Michael Sam will have a very hard time in the NFL with the fact that he came out openly being gay. So it has nothing to do with my bias, my prejudice, or any of that at all. It has everything to do with the fact that he's a man in the NFL amongst a boy, dare I say, amongst men who do not want that in their locker rooms. They don't want that publicity. They don't want that negative attention. So, him having a career in the NFL is going to become very, very difficult at some point. Will he find a career in the NFL? I believe that he will. I really do. Somewhere in the NFL, they'll give him a career, but it won't be with the Dallas Cowboys. What other news do we have this week? I asked for your predictions this week on the World Series. So far, as of this very minute, the Kansas City Royals are up 2-1. At last check, I saw that the San Francisco Giants were up 1-0, but that was early in the game, so anything can happen. I asked for your predictions as the fans, and Troy Bustle gave me the prediction of KC in 7. My prediction is KC in 6. I very well believe that the city of Kansas City is ready for another world championship being brought their way. And the last time they had one was excuse me, 29 years ago when the great George Brett, one of my favorite players that is, won it with the Kansas City Royals. So there's your predictions. Troy Bustle's prediction, KC in 7. My prediction, KC in 6. Do you have a prediction? Feel free to get in touch with the show. We're to game 4 now, so kind of behind in the game, but feel free to give your predictions. What other sports news do we have? Wow, something came out just yesterday that shocked the living poop out of me, dare I say. Joe Maddon of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays opted out of his contract with the Rays. A lot of people believe that the reason he opted out of the contract with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays was because of the fact that he did not believe that the Tampa Bay Devil Rays would give him the type of contract that he wanted. He's looking for a 5-year, $25 million deal. And he didn't feel like Tampa Bay would give him that contract and extend him for that amount of time. There is some talk that the Chicago Cubs are in talks with him right now, but there's also talks and rumors going around the room right now saying that if the Cubs do sign Joe Maddon to a deal, that the Tampa Bay Devil Rays will look at possibly tampering by the Chicago Cubs. So stay tuned for that. Big E, a good contributor to the show, actually texted this to me yesterday via my phone and said, "Hey man, I heard that Joe Maddon was opting out of his contract. Would he be a good potential bench coach for the Texas Rangers?" And my prediction, or my thought to him, my response to him was no. Could it happen? Possibly. Will it happen? No. He'd be a definitely good bench coach for the Texas Rangers. But all signs as of right now point to the Rangers as hiring Steve Buechele, former Texas Ranger and AAA Round Rock head coach, Steve Buechele. So stay tuned for that. We're definitely in the beginning stages of things starting to happen in baseball. Once the World Series is over with, things will start escalating, so to speak. I also asked you on the All About Facebook page yesterday, and I'm going to ask you here on this page. At the end of the show, I'll definitely give you the 3 ways you can get in contact with me. I ask you, and if you're watching live right now, you have the opportunity to ask me live right now. What questions you have for me, Jimmy the K, as the host, or for the Jimmy the K Sports Show? Either one. I'm an open book for the most part. But what questions do you have for me, the host, Jimmy the K, or for the show, Jimmy K Sports Show? You know the ways to get in touch with me. And again, I'll reiterate those at the end of the show to let you know. Speaking of the Texas Rangers, the Rangers have decided that they're going to keep Dave Magadan as their hitting coach. 3 words for you: hitting better, improve. Injuries better, improve. Health better, improve. I can't say all that was Dave Magadan's fault, considering the fact that he helps young players like Rougned Odor become an elite hitter in major leagues. So hopefully he can help a lot of the injury-prone players who hopefully will be healthy next year escalate and build upon their careers. With that being said, let's definitely go to ESPN Dallas and see what's happening around the sports world there. I'll get into a college football game that was actually a pretty big stump. It was a pretty rough day for the Texas Tech Red Raiders out there today. Um, uh, if you look at ESPN Dallas, um, that not a whole lot of sports going out there. Dallas Cowboys won last week. Their record is now, I believe, 6-1. And DeMarco Murray broke an old record of 7 straight games of 100 or more yards rushing. And then the next day, in the offensive linemen's lockers, he brought them all new iMac computers, if I'm not mistaken, which is pretty good. I wish I was an offensive lineman blocking for him. I'd have me a new iMac computer. That would be so cool. iMac computer. Oh, so the Dallas Cowboys are rolling. The Dallas Stars have been playing pretty well. The Dallas Mavericks will start next week. NBA is going to start up. This show is going to start getting really, really busy. So I'm going to need your help as fans, helping me decide which sports to cover during the week. With there being a plethora of basketball teams, a plethora of baseball teams, a plethora of hockey teams, I'm going to have to, mix and match with what you, the viewer, wants. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and look at some of the hockey scores for today because I'm in a hockey mood right now. These are the hockey scores as of right now, games being played or finals. And these are your hockey scores as of right now. Buffalo winning against San Jose 2-1 in a final score. In the first, Florida and Arizona are tied at 0. In the second, Chicago and St. Louis are tied at 1 in the second period at 13-15. Second period, Tampa Bay losing to Minnesota 5-1. Detroit losing 2-3 to Philadelphia. New Jersey beating Ottawa 2-1 in the third. In the third, New York Rangers down to Montreal 2-1. Boston up 3-0 to Toronto. 4-0 now in the early stages of the third period. Dallas and New York Islanders are tied at 4 as of right now. That's the beginning stages of the third period. With that being said, I want to talk about the biggest upset in college football today. The TCU Horned Frogs put up 82, yes, you heard that right, 82 points against the Texas Tech Red Raiders. To their 27. Trevon Boykin passed for 433 yards, had 7 passing touchdowns, no interceptions. Remember a couple of weeks ago when TCU beat Oklahoma and I told people TCU was for real? I'm not going to lie. TCU is for real. They've beaten Baylor. They've beaten Oklahoma. They are now 6-1. They are for real. That being said, here are the football scores. Well, hold on 1 second. I told you I'd go to ESPN, look at some of the highlights there. We'll definitely look over there. A 350-pound guard tosses a touchdown in Razorbacks route. How many times does that happen when a guard tosses touchdowns? You know something's got to be wrong with your defense when a guard can pass a touchdown against your secondary. Now, with that being said, let's go over some of the football scores right now, some of the finals and some of the games going on right now. These are the scores for the week of Saturday, October 25th. Friday, 6th-ranked Oregon beat California 59-41. Thursday, Connecticut loses 31-21 to 18th-ranked East Carolina. Marshall, 23-ranked, beats Florida Atlantic 35-16. And final in double overtime, UCLA beats Colorado. 25th-ranked UCLA beats Colorado 40-37. Rutgers losing to 16th-ranked Nebraska 42-24. 22nd-ranked West Virginia all over Oklahoma State 34-10. Again, 10th-ranked TCU 82 over Texas Tech 27. 11th-ranked Kansas State all over Texas 23-0. Texas has serious problems, but in years to come, they'll definitely improve. I guarantee you that. And in games forthgoing right now, with 5 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the game, 15th-ranked Arizona 59, Washington State 30. 8 minutes and 40 seconds in the third quarter remaining. 6-3 Syracuse over 21st-ranked Clemson. At halftime, South Carolina and Auburn tied at 21. Second quarter, Ohio State 10, Penn State nothing. At halftime, number 3, Ole Miss 7, 24th-ranked LSU 3, and finally, 4th-ranked Alabama at halftime 27, Tennessee 10. With that being said, that is this week's sports show. I am Jimmy the K. I am your host each and every week. I thank you for stopping by, and remember, there are 3 easy ways to get in contact with me. Through Facebook, like us, All About Sports Zone on Facebook. Jimmy Kersey1 at Twitter. All About Sports Zone 11@gmail.com. Until next week, 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time, I am Jimmy the K. Peace out.